Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. I always get excited when I'm watching a movie and it feels like I've never seen this story before. It's all the more disappointing when an original concept doesn't quite pan out. Thus is the case for the new Owen Wilson Salma Hayek movie, Bliss. It will be streaming on Amazon Prime February 5th, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. Owen Wilson finds himself down on his luck as Greg Whittle. He loses his job at a place called Technical Difficulties and is still going through the complications of a divorce and a daughter wanting a stronger connection to her father. Salma Hayek's character, Dr. Isabel Clemens, is that very stranger at a bar who initiates conversation and reveals to him that she's got some sort of telekinetic powers. What's even stranger is the notion that she looks just like the woman Greg has been sketching in a series of fantasy getaway drawings. She proceeds to tell him that nothing around him is real and that everything is part of a larger simulation. Bliss comes from the creative mind of Mike Cahill, whose previous works include Another Earth and I Origins. I had long forgotten about I Origins until I saw it listed in his filmography. Cahill's vision for Bliss is this high-concept Matrix-like world where it's left up to the audience to interpret what's going on with Greg and Isabel. What is real in Greg's world versus what might be happening inside his head with drug use or his mental instability. I was as confused as the character of Greg most of the time. Now maybe that's the point with this type of abstract work. The first half of the film certainly takes its time hoping that you buy into this concept. If you're willing to go along for it and figure out why Isabel has certain powers, what has led her to being homeless, and why Greg is so unstable, you may appreciate its messages. It starts to pull together somewhat in the back half of the film when Greg and Isabel enter the world of Bliss through a program that she's been working on called the Brain Box. The world of Bliss looks like a carbon copy of Greg's sketches that I mentioned earlier. Greg and Isabel look pristine and put together, unlike the disheveled messes that we find them early on in the film. It felt like the pieces were starting to come together, but Cahill then doesn't make that easy either, leading to more questions left being unanswered. At one point, a befuddled Greg tells Isabel, "You don't know what's going to happen," and that's certainly the impression that I felt during Bliss. Now, I know that Cahill wants to remind us that sometimes you have to lose everything in order to regain focus, and that the ugly side of life can be much worse than we think that we have it. There are mentions of believing in science to live in a sustainable world, but that could have been explored more. And it's certainly great to see Owen Wilson and Salma Hayek playing and working outside their norm, but Bliss doesn't fully recover in the end. I'm giving Bliss 2 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I got to talk to Salma Hayek about this film, so you'll definitely want to check out that interview. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of Bliss. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.